Hi folks, a very good morning from Oslo, where I'm doing this intro on the move this morning because I'm running a bit late. Now, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I got here courtesy of a beautiful but tiring 7-hour train journey. Well, today I've got to get to Stavanger, that's where my flight home is from, and that's going to be an 8-hour bus journey. Why do we do these things, eh? Let's go. I really enjoyed Oslo the last time I was here. In fact, I've got a video on the channel if you haven't seen it. But I'm sorry, this time I've seen nothing, apart from maybe a bit of rain. Right, okay, so that's the railway station where we arrived last night, and the bus station should be just down the side of it. If I'm going to be totally honest with you, I could do without this bus journey today, so if you want to see this man suffer, you're in the right place. Ah, there we are, Oslo Bus Terminal. It's a big old place. Right, so I'm on the VY 190 today, a coach with a final destination of Bergen, and I'm getting off at Stavanger. So, platform A12. Of course I was going the wrong way. My sense of direction, I tell you, is awful. Okay, so I've made it to my gate on time. It is a bit like an airport, isn't it? Compare this to London Victoria. To be fair, it's incomparable to most bus stations I've ever been to. Exceptionally clean, bright, friendly. The kind of place you'd have no problem hanging about. But to be honest, we don't have time for that today, so let's get aboard our coach. I know I've been calling it a bus, but it's really a coach, isn't it? Morgen.
Good morning. Yes, Stavanger, Ahlbom to Russia. Do you have any luggage? Yeah.
Just this with me, yeah. Is it up the middle, is it?
Up
this way, okay. Sorry, it's a bit of a tight squeeze here, so it's difficult to get any good photos of the coach, but it looks beautiful. Let's get on board. Wow, look at that driver's seat. Oh, so there is a downstairs, but we're following the lights up here. One of the great things about booking with VY in Norway is the configuration of the seating with, as you can see here, a single seat on the left hand side. Now if you pair this with the ability to select your seat in advance, you've got the chance to get the best seat on board for scenery, with nobody sitting right next to you. As we make our way out of the bus station, let's talk VY. Formerly Norwegian State Railways, they are the government-owned railway company who also appear to run intercity coach services. Now, part of the definition of a coach service is that it doesn't make many stops. Well, not this one, I'm afraid. There were 44 stops between Oslo and Stavanger, without which I'm sure it would have been a lot quicker. At this stage I also just want to apologise for the quality of image on this video. The combination of some weird onboard lighting and a heavy coating on the windows made it a real challenge to film, and that's before we even think about the endless tunnels en route. Once again though, the fact there's a road here at all, that's just like an engineering miracle to me. This route's ultimate destination will be Bergen, but there's no cutting straight across. Instead we'll be heading down and round the southern tip of Norway. Scenery wise, I'd split the journey into two. Oslo to Kristiansand, it's nice enough. Everything after is just breathtakingly beautiful. It kind of made me want to stay on board all the way to Bergen, however long it would take. Here we are pulling into one of those 44 stops. Now unfortunately none of them really gave the opportunity to stretch the legs or get a comfort break. I think in a journey of this length it would have been nice to be able to get off for a while, but I certainly wasn't confident enough to do it and risk the bus driving away again without me. At the next stop it suddenly occurred to me I haven't even shown you the seat yet. Now of course legroom up front isn't great, but I knew that would be the case. Lovely big comfy seats though, with USBs and cup holders under your spongy armrest. As we departed Kristiansand, the weather was all over the place, but one thing that could be relied upon was the scenery. I'll invite you now to sit back and enjoy the journey. In many ways I think it was even nicer than the train route I covered in the previous video. Things were running bang on time until we got to Ålgård, a small town not even that far from Stavanger, but this is where a truck decided to break down in the worst possible place. The hour's delay gave me time to reflect on an almost perfect journey. Great comfy seats and the best view I've ever had from a coach window. The only downside was an obnoxious guy who sat chatting on his phone very loudly for most of the journey. As always, the public were the only downside of public transport.
Spill på nytt, beklager den forsinkelsen som vi har fått i dag. Ha en fin dag videre. Jeg må bare få lov til å ta imot.
So there we go folks, that coach trip brings to an end my wee Norwegian adventure. And who would have thought that's probably the comfiest journey I've had on any form of public transport. Thanks so much for coming along and I'll see you next time, bye bye.